Hey everybody, Ben here, and today we're doing another Chaos Draft on Magic Online. This time we're looking at an Innistrad Chaos Draft. So similar to the Ravnica Chaos Drafts, this will be boosters all from the Plane of Innistrad. So we'll get some of the new sets, some of the old sets. Alright, so pack 1, looks like we have original Innistrad. Open a pretty bomby card here in the Reaper from the Abyss, just a flying 6/6 for 6, already good, but if a creature died, at the beginning of each unstep, if a creature died, you get to destroy another non-demon creature. Can't be a liability because it cannot be a liability because it cannot kill your creature, but it could end up killing some of your own. Or cannot kill the demon, I should say, but it can kill some of your own. Other good cards, Moan of the Unhallowed, get some zombies. Village Kennels can be okay. Doom Traveler's a nice value creature. Not a single green card to be seen, but yeah, I'm just going straight for this Reaper. Alright, so here we have some Avacyn Restored. Treacherous Pit Dweller, not really something I'm interested in. It's a 4/3 with Undying, but when it comes back from the graveyard, it means it goes into your opponent's control. Looking here at Bone Splinters is probably the most playable card in the pack. It's nice to have some sack outlets, get creatures in the graveyard, keep on the black. Evernight Shade, not that great. Latch Seeker could be okay. If we if we want to be a little bit more aggressive and try and go blue-black, but I think Bone Splinters is perfectly serviceable. Handwear Lancer is also kind of nice. 2/2 with Soul Bond that gives it and the creature it's bonded with first strike. Joint Assault's not super playable. You might get 1 or 2 Soul Bond creatures in a draft like this, but otherwise it's a +2/+2 trick. So yeah, Bone Splinters seems good. Good to pair with the Reaper. Alright, so here we are. We've got a Dark Ascension. Can't remember what Afflicted Deserter does. Okay, so when it transforms, you can destroy an artifact. Not sure that's anything we really want. There's a Silver Claw Griffin, 3/2 first strike for 5. Dawn Treader Elk is nice. It's a 2/2. You can sack it to go search for a land. It does work well with cards that have Morbid. Also, there's a Reap the Seagraph. It's just a good value spell. You get a 2/2 black zombie. If you're in blue, you can flash it back to get another zombie. Otherwise, I mean, Chant of the Skiffskang is okay, I guess. Not really looking to do Faithless Looting. I think I'm just going to go keep cutting off the black for now and just take this Reap and see if maybe we can get some good blue cards to go along with it. Alright, so here, when it enters the battlefield, Curtis Outrider enters the battlefield, you get to look for a human. I don't know how much humaning we're going to do in black. There's a Sigardian Priest. I do like that. This is some pretty good white signals. Got the Faithbearer Paladin, Outrider. I do like the Priest lets you tap down creatures that are non-human. Tends to be a lot of those, and especially the scarier ones tend to be non-human. Might wheel one of these white cards. Graph Rats doesn't really do anything. It's just a 2/1. If you happen to pick up a Midnight Scavengers, it could be interesting, but not really looking to do that. Succumb to Temptation to draw extra cards, but I think the Priest is strong enough to go ahead and speculate on white here. Alright, so here's a couple more good white cards. Foulspawn Spider is a good enabler for any sort of graveyard sort of focus decks, which there can be a lot of in Innistrad. So don't get me wrong, that might be worth picking up if we were in those colors. Otherwise, I think Diregraph Scavenger is a really good one. It's a 2/3 Death Touch for 4, but it lets you exile a card from their graveyard. So either if you hit a creature, you can drain them for 2. Otherwise, you can hit something like with Flashback, which can be good. Infantry is a nice 2/2 with Disturb, so you can bring it back as a +2/+2 aura. There's also the Heron Blessed Geist. It's a 3/3 flyer for 5. It's okay rate, but I think the Diregraph Scavenger is probably good enough. Again, I want to try and cut off black as best I can from this side. And so far, we're getting past some really good black stuff. Ecstatic Awakener is just great, at least in Midnight Hunt. it could be nice with like the Reaper of the Abyss, Vengeful Strangler. I mean, I don't think we're gonna really wheel anything from this pack because this is what pack. Let's pick 6. Might get a Blessed Defiance or Homestead Courage, possibly. But I think Awakener is worth taking. It's a nice 1-drop. Again, it's another sack outlet to enable Morbid. And yeah, let's just try that out. All right, a lot of red cards here. I don't know what Harness the Storm does. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell from your hand, you may cast target card with the same name from your graveyard. Huh. I don't think we really want that. There's Twins of Mara Estate. If we end up going into red, it's a good body. The other cards really aren't what I'm looking for. Maybe Unruly Mob, but it didn't really perform that well in, at least in Midnight Hunt. I don't know how much it's going to perform here. It just depends on how good the removal is. But I'll take the Twins. Maybe we'll get some discard outlets, especially with the new set with the blood tokens. Maybe we can pick up some of those. So here's just a 2/2 for 3, but if we have a vampire, we can transform it. So far we have 1 vampire. We might get some more there. Skillful Lunge is okay, but I'm not big on combat tricks. Wild Hunger is okay. Bone to Ash is a good blue card. If we want to go back towards blue again, it might be worth trying that. I'm up for trying out the Bone. I think the Bone to Ash is a better card overall compared to the Chosen, so I think I'm going to take that here. We've got a Ghoul Caller's Chant, gets a creature back or gets 2 zombies. Could be okay. Stormcrow Patrol, not really what I'm interested in. It's a 4/3 for 5. If you hit them, you get a +1/+1 counter, but you know, that's not that big a deal. Like, it's only going to matter. You're only going to hit them once or twice with this before they're going to die, so I'm not really sure about that. Let's get the Ghoul Callers. If we're in blue-black, we'll probably see more zombies, so I might be able to get 2 for 1 out of that. And here we're seeing a bunch of the black cards wheeling. Trying to decide. I mean, I don't really want to play any of these cards. I guess I'll take this Shade here. Maybe it makes the deck because it has Undying, but it's really expensive for what it is. Okay, here's another zombie. The Drontar Elk's wheeled, which is interesting. But I think we can start trying to go to the blue-black zombies and try that out. Succumb to Temptation, so I think cutting off black is paying off here. Cradle of Safety, I think I would rather have that over the Unhauled Phalanx. Yeah, it's a zombie, it's a 1/13, but being able to protect our creatures is going to be nice if we end up in blue, which looks like we're kind of heading in that direction. Just a Crossroads Candle Guy and a Mountain to end it out. So let's go ahead and sort by mana value here and just see kind of where we're at. I don't think we're playing the Priest, or obviously not the Mountain. So Shade's only 4 mana. For some reason I thought that was 5. So that might be playable. The Undying is nice with sack outlets too, because it does come back from that. So we don't have any discard outlets, so this may not make it. Oh, here we go. So here's another Midnight Hunt pack. Poppet Stitcher, I love this is a great one. 2/3 Mythic. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 2/2 zombie with Decayed, so it can't block and it dies when you attack with it. But at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 3 or more creature tokens, you may transform it, and then all my creature tokens would have base power and toughness 3/3 while it's a Poppet Factory. Seems good to me. We already have a few instants and sorceries, like Reap the Seagraph. Could go really well with that. Passing a Dreadhound, which is also a really nice, would be a really nice pickup. Revenge of the Drowned and flip the switch. Maybe we can wheel one of those. Don't know if we're going to wheel the Dreadhound, but I definitely think Poppet Stitcher is the way to go here. Especially with all these sort of cheap instants and sorceries. So we're looking to probably try and cut the Crossroads Candle Guide and the Twins of Mara Estate if we can. But Headless Scab's fine. You know, it's a 3/6, enters the battlefield tap, but it's still a big body to get around, and it is a zombie for our zombie synergies. Alright, so here we can either take a Tragic Slip There's a Fires of Undeath, which is a nice card, but we're not in red. Get another Reap of the Seagraph. This will probably wheel. I doubt anybody else is in blue-black based on what we've been seeing. So I think I'd rather just take the spot removal. It's a little hard to get the -13, -13. But with things like the Bone Splinters and the Ecstatic Awakener, as well as just the Papa Stitcher to send in creatures that we can sack, it's probably be a little bit easier to trigger Morbid. So I think the Tragic Slip is fine here. We haven't gotten too much in terms of removal. Okay, here's another Dark Ascension pack. The Firebog Farslinger is fine. It's a 2/2 zombie for 5, but it does give something -2/2 when it enters, so that's a good way to kill something. Passing and Evolving Wilds and a Headless Scab, as well as a Harrowing Journey. Harrowing Journey is interesting. It does let you draw 3 cards and lose 3 life, but it is a way to like finish out the game if you want to hit your opponent with it for their last 3 life. I don't think that's really what we need. I'd rather just keep taking value creatures that also function as removal. Okay, so here we've got a Makeshift Mauler, a couple of good red cards. Got the Moon Heron. We're light on flyers other than the Reaper. Not sure how much we want to be exiling our own graveyard, but the Makeshift Mauler is a nice big body. I don't think we want a 3/1 with lifelink. It's just too frail, and there's a lot of removal that, like this guy's Flame, that just kills weak things. Homunculus can be interesting with the Reaper, but that's more likely to wheel. Death Touching Rats are nice. I might just take the Mauler. It's a big body, and the cost is not that great. Having to exile a creature. With luck, we'll be able to get some cheap creatures in our graveyard early on. This may have been not the best choice. Probably should have gone with the Typhoid Rats, but we'll see how it pans out. I do like that we're getting quite a few zombies to go with what we've been seeing here. So Demonic Taskmaster is being able to upkeep, sacrifice a creature other than Demonic Taskmaster. It's okay. What does Spectral Prison do? Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its control's untap step. But then when it becomes the target of a spell, you sacrifice the prison. It doesn't tap the creature down. Heirs of Stormkirk is a great card. This thing can get out of hand real fast, but again, we're not in red. So here, I think maybe Peel from Reality might be where I want to go. Protects our creatures. It gets, lets us rebuy on Enter the Battlefield effects, as well as setting them back depending on if we can get something cheap out of the deal. I think that's probably fine. All right, so here we either have Gluttonous Guest or Rot-Tide Gargantua as our options, as well as a Siphon Essence, but we already have a Bones Tash, so I don't know if we really need that. I don't want another high cost card right now. Gluttonous Guest is nice for fixing our curve, but we do have a lot of synergies with the Rot-Tide. Yeah, I think I might take the Rot-Tide. It still is also just a big body. Okay, so here we have a Tattered Haunter, we've got an Enlightened Maniac, and we've got a Vampire Cutthroat. So it's just a 1/1 lifelink, but has Skulk, so it's hard to block. Tattered Haunter, again, is similar. It's just a 2/1 flyer, cheap, hard to block. Maniac's nice because it creates 2 creatures, which is good for our sacrifice effects, but I think it's a little bit too expensive, so I'd rather have one of these 1 or 2 drops. I don't like that this can't block. I think we're going to go more towards the late game. Oh, I guess it can block creatures with flying. I think I'll take that, yeah. Ooh, Drown Yards Explorers is nice. Behind the Scenes, we don't have white to activate that. We already have a Twins, so we don't need another. I'm probably not going to play the first. So I like being able to investigate and draw a card off of a 2/4. That's fine. I think we're going to take these 2 out for now. Sitting at 19 playables. Right now we're just going to be looking for cheaper cards to lower our curve and more removal. Alright, so we got our Revenge of the Drowned. Blade Brand's really not the removal we're looking for. So this deck is getting on the expensive side, but I like Revenge of the Drowned. You get the 2/2 body, it works well with like Poppet Stitcher. And, you know, it's not always a good thing for them to put the creature back on top of their library, so sometimes you can just get rid of it for good. Okay, so we wheel to Reap the Seagraph. I don't want another Headless Scob. I don't want to have too many of these creatures that require you to exile another creature from your graveyard, so I think the Reap the Seagraph, as I expected, it wheeled, and I think it's good for this deck. Another Scob. I guess we'll take it for signaling purposes, but I doubt we're going to play a third Scob. Okay, Markup Partition's not exciting, but trades off early, fuels the graveyard. Gives us a little bit of life back. Just take this Gambit for signaling. Move that. Sideboard, sideboard. Okay, so now we're on to pack 3. Let's see what we open here. Hopefully some more good blue-black. Or something as far as possible from blue-black. So we got a Heron's Grace Champion as our rare. It's the Flash Lifelink 3/3. Gives all your humans +1/+1 lifelink for a turn. Borrowed Malevolence is good. The Midnight Scavengers could be good. We didn't get that Graph Rats. It could have been funny if we had speculated. You know, they are common, so it's a chance we could have gotten it, but don't know if we really need that. We don't have a lot of cheap creatures to bring back with it. And our cheap creatures we're going to want to probably exile with our different zombies here, so I think I might just want the Borrowed Malevolence here as another cheap spell. Messes with combat. Unhallowed is also pretty good, but I'd rather just have a little bit more interaction. Okay, so here we have a Throttle we can grab. Always Watching. It's a pretty big bomb. If we had been in white, just non-token creatures have Vigilance and +1/+1 is pretty good. But this is just unconditional removal. Well, you know, anything with 4 or less toughness removal works a little bit better than some of our other options here. I think we can take out the Peel from Reality if we pick this up. The other option would be something like the Sanitarian Skeleton as something that we can sacrifice. I do want to lower my curve. It does recur. Unless we exile it with something like the Makeshift Mauler. This is really clunky. Okay, I think I actually talked myself into the Sanitarium Skeleton here. Maybe we'll be able to throttle, but I doubt it. Oh, here's a nice one, a Blood Fountain. That'll give us ways to get a couple creatures back from our graveyard. It's kind of a non-bow with the Mauler and the Headless Scab, but it's nice to have a way to another way to reload. I guess we already have the Ghoul Caller's Chant, so maybe something like the Selhoff Entomber might be better. This may actually combo well with the Sanatorium Skeleton. At the same time, it does help us if we are needing lands and not creatures. I think I actually would rather have this Entomber here. I don't think we need the Blood Fountain as a redundant effect there. There's a Crippling Chill here. We got a Corpse Traders. Let's use sack creatures to coercion your opponent. Let's even hit lands if you want to. There's also a Scroll of Gristlebrand. Not really what we want. Ghostly Flickers. Okay, we don't have a ton of ETB creatures, do we? Looks like just the Farbog Flinger, Drownyard Explorer. Well, we got a few things we could flicker. Is that better than Crippling Chill? Maybe. Yeah, I think so. I think I might just take this. Oh, Baithook Angler. That's a nice pickup. Again, this gives us a cheap card to either discard or to sacrifice. Not really losing out on much here. There's still some good cards outside of our colors, like the Shadow Beast Sighting. Starl is even a good card, but I think the Baithook Angler in Midnight Hunt, it was a sort of a linchpin card. I think it'll work well in this this deck too. All right, Unbreathing Horde enters the battlefield. +1/+1 counter for each other zombie you control in each zombie in your graveyard. How many zombies are we looking at? Got 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we're not taking a Delvers of Secrets. We could take a Pitchfork, but I don't really think that's what we want. I'll take this Horde. Okay, so here, double Increasing Vengeance. Oops, didn't mean to actually click on that. Oh well. I don't think we're going to take anything else from that pack. Oh, here we go. Howling Zombie's a nice blocker. Gives us a creature. It'd be nice to have had the flip the switch, but I'm going to this to my sideboard. But that's not going to... We don't have enough cards left to wheel. But I do like the Hobbling Zombie there. Well, looks like the Midnight Scavenger wheeled. It's also a Displace. You can take that. I might just take out these creatures that require us to exile from our graveyard. I think Unbreathing Horde is too wishy. Too wishy of a card to expect us to really get it in there as of any size. Okay, you got a Pale Rider of Trosad. This is a 3/3 Skulk. You have to discard a card, but if it's the last card in your hand, that doesn't matter. So yeah, we have a lot of playables. We'll have to decide once we get to deck building what we're going to take out. So far, I think these are probably the highest on our list of cards to take out. Probably the Ghostly Flicker didn't really get there. Not sure Tyrant Hunter is really what we want in this deck. So here I'll just take Grim Spinery just for the heck of it. If we take, so it leaves us with Solhoffen Tumor, Hobbling. So we do still have quite a few zombies left to make the Ghoul Caller's Chant worth it. See if we take all these out, what it looks like. So 15 creatures, 9 other. I don't know if we really need this Pale Rider. It's not really what our deck's trying to do. But yeah, so that gives us a handful of removal, some good zombies, synergies. Last few of these cards probably don't matter. Now we got a number of instants to keep up, which, you know, like having the Rent of the Drown and Bone to Ash is nice. So is Succumb to Temptation. We got these nice instant type spells. So we'll take a Duress for the sideboard. Things that we can hold up on our opponent's turn to trigger things. So yeah, I think this deck looks pretty good. But we'll have to double check what we're playing by the time we get to deck building. So I think with this deck, it's really just a matter of what we're going to be trying to do is attrition out our opponents. So that does make the Evernight Shade okay in that situation, but this may also be something worth cutting. It's not very big. It takes a big mana investment to do anything. We don't have that. We have plenty of other things to sacrifice, so I don't know if we need it for the sacrifice synergy. So I think I'm talked myself out of that one. This doesn't leave us a lot. We have really no flyers aside from the Reaper, so the Tyrant Hunter might have to just come back in as a cheap blocker for early, as well as just something that we can peck in with in the early game. Let's see. Is there a way to... sort. We don't have the sort by creature type anymore. Let's go ahead and group our creatures separately and see what we got going on here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 natural zombies. So yeah, we're not going to be able to play with this Unbreathing Horde. That's just not going to do it. Yeah, I mean, we've got a good amount of removal. I like having, at this point, with the way this is shaped out, I kind of like having the Patrician as just a way to regain a little bit of life. You know, trade off early. Yeah, it's probably okay. I mean, the other option would be maybe bring in one of these Headless Scabs. I don't like that it comes into play tapped. Maybe even the Mauler would be a better choice in that regard. But we have some decent cheap blockers, or decent blockers that we can trade off with early. Yeah, okay. I think this looks good. Let's go ahead and add our basics. 11-6. I think we'd rather go at least 7-10. We do need triple black a lot. We don't need double blue till much later. And a lot of our earliest plays, I mean, it'd be nice to have Island on 2. But that said, we only really need 1 island to function outside of the Bone to Ash. So yeah, let's try this. Let's go ahead and regroup. So it's not too bad of a curve. Couple pieces of interaction. So yeah, I think we'll go ahead and go with this, and I'll see you guys for round 1. All right, here we are for round 1 of our Innistrad Chaos Draft. We are on the draw. We've got a Sanitarium Skeleton to play. We don't have any blue sources yet, but we do have enough stuff to clog up the ground to, I think, make this worthwhile. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this. And opponent's going to lead off with a Dread Fugue. Okay, so they're going to either make me discard my Entomber or my Skeleton. So they went with the Entomber. I'm fine with that. So they have good information on what's in our hand. But we go ahead and lead off with the Skeleton. So there's 1 unknown now. It doesn't know that we have Druid Swamp. Okay, here's a Nightshade Peddler. Once it's soul bonded, they both get Death Touch. Okay, so we drew our Reaper. Nice. Yeah, let's go and peck in for 1. Next turn, we'll probably play out the Patrician first. Okay, so whenever they sack a permanent, Bloodbriar gets a +1/+1 counter. See if they go ahead and put the Death Touch on it. Yep. Okay, so they're going to attack there. So I'll have to keep an eye out for how many 1 toughness creatures they have to see if the Borrowed Malevolence is worth bringing in from the sideboard. Alright, so here I'm going to go ahead and stay back with the Skeleton. We can trade off with the Life Linker and the 2/3 if we want to. Okay, Gathering Unhallowed, sure. Okay, so no attacks from opponent. It's a good blocker for our 3/1. So I guess here we just put out our 2/2 zombie. They're at 2 cards, we're at 3. Be nice to draw a couple islands. Okay, Corpse Traders, uh-oh. That'd be nice to have a removal spell for, but I don't think we're going to get there. So our opponent's got some pretty nice synergy in their deck going on. Oh, perfect. Let's go ahead and kill that now. We'll go ahead and sacrifice the skeleton. Don't want them eating my hand and making their creatures get bigger in the process. I'm going to hold off on bringing back the skeleton. So this person may have been in our draft because I remember seeing the Unhallowed and the Traders going around, but hard to say for sure. Right, so Tireless Hauler, sure. See if they decide to attack. Nope. Okay, let's go ahead and bring back our skeleton. So he's going to cast next turn. Okay, so we drew an island. So I'm going to go ahead and fire off this Reap the Seagraft before the opponent has a chance to exile it for somehow. It's going to be a little bit hard to get through the Unhallowed. We could double or triple block this Tireless Hauler if we wanted to. Okay. I think we can go ahead and just take this hit. Don't really want to grow their Unhallowed. Don't really want to chump block. They're going to go Path to the Festival. Leaves them with one card in hand. No Scry because they don't have a third color. Okay, so given that they're down to one card, I have to decide, do I want to... You know, I'll trade this Patrician for... basically any of this Unhallowed, I think. Sure, we'll gain 3 life. Kill off the Unhallowed. Assuming they don't have exactly Plummet. We don't want that growing bigger. Okay, so Millipede, sure. So it comes in as a 6/6. Okay, they're out of cards in hand. Can't really attack. Okay, so Revenge of the Drowned is a really nice draw here. So we could start just going... I think we just start attacking with the Reaper, put them on a clock here. Can't block. They start swinging out with everything, we can get them with the Revenge of the Drowned. Let's see what they decide to do here. 4/5 and 6/6 coming in, okay. Let's go ahead and block. And I'm gonna take the 6 here. I want to see what they play next. Okay, perfect. We'll go ahead and Revenge of the Drowned the Bloodbriar, so it'll lose Death Touch. Then these two will trade off. We'll be able to kill the Millipede. And they're gonna shuffle their library. Okay. So we'll go ahead and actually we'll kill off the Tireless Hauler, because when we attack with the zombie token next turn, we'll be able to just hit them for. We'll be able to just kill the Millipede off. They're top decking. I don't want to, since I can't kill. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I don't want to put anything else out on the board in case they have a Wrath or like something like a, what do you call it, a like Meat Hook Massacre or something like that. I don't remember all the Wraths from the different sets, but this question is this good enough to bring in? I think that Tireless Haunter isn't really what we want against that deck. I don't know if we want to Duress. I mean, Malevolence does pretty much hose that Peddler. Could really get them with that. I think that's an okay trade. So yeah, let's try that. Okay, so here, I guess it's keepable. Looks like our opponent mulliganed to 6, okay. Okay, so no first turn Dread Fugue. So I don't really have a play until turn 3, but that's okay. Okay, do we want to kill that? I think given our hand, I am going to try to just slip that before I can get the counter. Otherwise, we're just going to take a bunch of damage, and if they have any way of turning on Delirium, it's going to get out of control pretty quick. Okay, let's try not to draw any more land for a while if we can. All Mysteries, that's a great card. So they get to investigate every time a non-token creature dies, and whenever they sack a clue, they get to create a soldier. Nice. Okay, so here we can lead with the Reap the Seagraph. And pass turn. So a bunch of really slow 2/2 zombies. What is this guy? Elder of Laurels. Turn creature gets +X/+X and turn X number of creatures control. That's pretty good. So the question is, do we attack in? Sure. If they want to block it, we can pump it up. We'll just give it -1/-1 till the turn. Okay, so next turn we can Reap the Seagraph. Yeah, it gives them a clue token and they can get a 1/1 body, but it's better to get this off the battlefield. Bloodbriar. Okay, so they can start growing that, but we have a Revenge of the Drowned to deal with that issue. We still have 2 cards in hand. So here I think we just go ahead and Reap the Seagraph since I know we have it in the graveyard. This Ghoul Caller's Chant's not doing a whole lot right now. Okay, let's see what they got here. Okay, so Weirding Wood, okay, nice. Oh, lots of stuff to sacrifice. Cool. Discarding a card. Okay, so we're just gonna wait till they grow this pretty big before we flip it. No blocks. Okay. So I guess we just attack here. Let's see what they do. Go ahead and put on another zombie token. My hope is that they'll sack these two on their turn, eat up their mana, swing in, and then we'll have something we can do on our turn with the Revenge of the Drowned. We're not really in a position to be blocking. So they're definitely churning through their deck. So I guess we take 6 here. Sporeback Wolf, sure. Okay. So if we don't attack here, or if we don't play this Reap the Seagraph, it tells them we've got something. So part of me wants to just hold up the Saddle Crafty and the Revenge of the Drowned, maybe triple block, try and draw out something, and then blow them out with the Revenge. See what they do here. Okay, let's see what they do when we put the Cradle Safety on it. Okay, so they had no tricks. Okay, so how many creatures they've got? They got 3 creatures in their graveyard. So I think what we do here is in response to that, we go ahead and Revenge the Drowned so that they can't get it back. Either goes to their graveyard or goes to the bottom of their library. Okay, they just put it on the bottom. Okay, so here, I think we just make another 2/2. They're definitely going to outvalue us with all these clue tokens. You're going to have to double block the Sporeback Wolf here in a second. Oh, that's a nice one. Okay, so that's probably going to... Oh, just 2 zombies. Okay. Let's see what they do here. Blazing Torch. Okay, so they're gonna... Yeah, I think that's gonna be game for us. Oh, they're gonna put it on that. Oh, it can't be blocked by zombies, right? Nice. Okay, so I think they've got this game. I think we just took too much damage. So what we take... Guess we can play this out. I guess we just Bone Splinters this anyway. Not really sure what we're hoping to draw here. To see how they decide to play it out. I don't think we're going to be able to survive another turn cycle. Yeah, so they're going to put on their DK zombie. Probably just attack with it. Does that do it to any target? Yeah, any target. Okay, yeah, I think that's game. Yeah, because they can just move it and then fling it. Well, let's make them do it. Okay, yeah. Okay. So, Ghoulcrawler's Chant, I think, is coming out. We just aren't getting enough creatures in the graveyard for it to be very relevant. 3/2's decent. Or 3/6 rather is decent. Appeal from Reality could be good. We could play with Duress. I don't think that's what we want. There's our Shade. I'm hesitant to put in this Pale Rider just because I don't know if I want to be discarding extra cards. So it might be worth it just to put in this Headless Scab. Or do we just put in the Tenured Haunter and try and hit him up in the air? What's this Predator's Gambit do? No. Just gonna hope they don't draw that. Actually, Appeal from Reality might not be bad. Or we just, yeah, I think we actually I'm just gonna put on the Haunter since we're on the play. Okay, so here we just need a island to function, but if we don't draw an island, we're in trouble. But I don't know if I can really ship this hand, so I think I'm just going to keep it, put out our Awakener, hope for the best. Okay, so no swamp, or no island, but we knew that was a possibility. Okay, so Nightshade Peddler, sure. Okay, so I'm just going to sit back. We'll do Succumb to Temptation. Hopefully we'll draw into one of our blue sources. Columbus Guest, nice one. We're going to pair that up, looks like. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and draw my 2 cards here. Okay, there's our island and draining our Explorers to boot, so that should be helpful to bring us back. I'm going to play this first because we don't have double blue yet on the board. Next turn we can put out the Bait Hook Angler and maybe sack the Awakener. Or sack it to the Awakener, I should say. Oh, Voldern Estate. Okay, so they got their Bloodbriar. That's something we have to deal with. sooner than later. Especially since they can create reusable sort of blood. Okay, that gives us options. Let's go ahead and put out our Tattered Haunter here. And we'll put out a Bait Hunt Angler. There's no reason to attack into the Death Toucher. If we draw another land next turn, we could force them to sack something with the Gargantuan and then Tragic Slip the Bloodbriar. Okay, so Gathering Unhallowed, sure. Okay, so they're going to prey upon the Haunter. That is fine. So I think here we're going to still slip this Bloodbriar because I think it has too much synergy in their deck. Okay, so let's go ahead and sack the clue token and see what we draw here. Okay, so here's another land. We got 2 cards in hand. And nothing worth attacking into, so I'm just going to hold. End of turn, I can draw a card off the Ecstatic Awakener. Briarbridge Patrol deals combat damage, they get to investigate. Yeah, they got a lot of this sacrifice synergy going on. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's go ahead and sack the Angler. So now we got our 4/4 going, sure. So we can either play back out the Angler. Actually, yeah, when we put out the Angler, put out the Patrician, leave up the Cradle of Safety. Okay, so we're just going to go straight for the loot. They don't seem to want to activate right away, sure. See, I still think we're better off just kind of holding on to this Gargantuan for now, though we do know they have that discard a card. I mean, having them sacrifice any of these creatures is good for us. But I think we just pack in with the flyer. feel like we might need this in order to get the Gowran hollowed off the board. Corpse Traders, okay. Obsessive Skinner, okay. They're one card type away from that working. All right, well, I think we have to block here and just Cradle of Safety. So at least get a counter, they get a investigation token. Okay. So which is scarier, the Skinner or the Peddler? Probably the Skinner. Because all they need is like an instant or an artifact. I think we could kill the Skinner before they hit their threshold, so to speak. I'm gonna hold both these. Can't cast out the Gargantuan anyway. If they want to start sacking creatures to look at my hand, that's fine. Okay, so here we could Midnight Scavengers, get back our Haunter. Given how quickly they killed it, they may be weak to flyers. So let's go ahead and just attack. This is a sorcery, right? Yeah. Let's attack in the air. Spidery Grasp, sure. Go ahead and put out the Scavengers and get back our Haunter. So again, I think they're probably just light on ways to deal with flyers based on the way they've been playing. Okay, they got one card left in hand. I'm going to swing out here. And I think we just go ahead and play this Gargantua out. We're not going to be able to get rid of all their creatures, but at least we can force them to make a choice. Something to sacrifice here. Either make them lose, yeah, so they get rid of the Corpse Traders. That'll protect our hand for later. Still have a lot of big butts to work with. Our biggest problem is probably when they play this Ovenwald Mystery. Yep. Had a feeling that was coming, but they don't have a lot of non-token creatures left. So for now, all we have to do is kind of keep hitting them in the air. I can't remember if I have any looting effects, so I'm just going to hold on to these lands for a second. We're nowhere near killing them, so doing like an all-out attack doesn't make any sense here. Elder of Laurels, okay, that's a good one. This can do something +4/+4. Okay, Bone Splinters, sure. I mean, the Elder of Laurels has to die because they've already got 2 activations worth of mana. Which is better, a 2/4 or a 3/3? Probably a 2/4. Okay, let's go attack first because if we don't want them to draw a answer to our Tired Haunter for free. And I think I'm going to sacrifice this 2/4. Seven Hall's getting big, but we're semi-stable. See, we've drawn 1, 2. So we don't have too many. We've got 6 lands left in the deck. I think the biggest problems with that, they have 9 infinite life here with the Gluttonous Guest and the Voldaren Estate combo going. Surprised they discarded that. They could have gotten an extra human out of it. I guess they're probably digging for something. Okay, so this triggers whenever it deals damage to a player, they draw a card. Okay. So I need my Reap the Seagrass. Try and keep that locked down a little bit. I guess I can't really get through the creatures I have right now. I do have to pay attention to time a little bit. Okay, so no plays. They're going to let the Elder transform. Okay, let's go ahead and just swing up the Haunter again. Let's just put it out. Need to find an answer. Okay, create another blood token. Searching Searching, searching. Okay, so I think I block like this. Block like that. Don't really want to take 7. Or do I? No, I think I'll just gain a little bit of life here. Okay, massive might, sure. So I get to draw an extra card off of this. Did I find an answer? Okay, so it's got Menace. Gold College Harvest, that's a nice one. Okay. Let's go ahead and kill off that. Another token, sure. Right, get our Puppet Stitcher out. Keep that from flipping. This can only block creatures with flying, so there's no reason not to attack with it. But I will keep the 6/6 back. What I really need is the Reap the Seagraph. Down to 7 cards in the library. So they're definitely able to churn through their library looking for an answer. I don't know if they have something for the Reaper, but we'll just have to see. Blazing Torch, okay. Just gotta make sure we keep 2 health on this thing. So we could double block it. I think it is correct to double block here. Drawing another card. They're getting pretty deep in there. See if they want to finish off the Scavenger or not. Okay, sure. That gives them, that gets rid of their unblockable stuff. This is the most problematic. All right, there's a Reap the Seagraph. Still have no use for this flyer. So may as well keep on plinking in. Let's double spell out our so 1, 2, let's see how many lands they've gone through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they probably have 5 more lands between what's in their hand and what's in their deck. Just gives them 3 live cards. Millipede. Sure. Do they have a way to recycle in their library? All right. Well, good game. All right, that was a pretty intense one, but we managed to eke it out there. That deck was really awesome. It had a lot of synergy going on with sacking outlets and drawing extra cards, but we still managed to pull it out with our mythic rare. So that's our round one. I'll catch you guys for round two. All right, here we are for round two with our Demir zombie deck. No swamps on the play, but because we got the Tired Hunter we can attack with for a couple early turns and keep it. Okay, opponent kept their hand. Alright, so we draw some more black cards, which is probably what we should be expecting. Let's get out our Haunter and start hacking with it. So we got another blue-black deck in the works. Just go ahead and swing with the Tired Haunter and go from there. Lantern Spirit, sure. Alright, so we got our swamp. Let's just see if they're willing to trade. Okay, sure. Alright, let's go ahead and use our mana and make sure that we can draw a land. Okay, so here, I'm just going to throw out a 5/4. Just a spined worm, no big deal. Looks like it's Death Toucher, sure. So here we can put out the Bone Flinger to kill the Death Touch. Leave him with a zombie token. And we'll drop out our Awakener. Leaves us with a couple good removal spells. It's fine. Might be trying to trigger Morbid, or they just want to get a couple points of damage in while the coast is clear. Yep, there's their Tragic Slip, sure. So I think I'm just going to attack for 3. Let's see what they do. I'm going to hold on to the swamp just in case they have like a discard effect. Okay, so Screaming Swarm. Alright, so let's go ahead and sack the Bone Flinger now. And we'll Tragic Slip that. Okay, just attack for 4. Get our skeleton down. Okay, Silent Observer, sure. Got 3 cards and 2 mana. What do we got? Oh, we got 2 zombies in our graveyard. That's perfect for the chant. So let's go attack with both, see what they do. Yep. Turn 2 target zombies. 1 and 2. And then, yeah, finish it off with the -2/-2. Okay, so don't know that we really need much change here. I think we can just keep it as is for now. Yep, let's just go ahead and keep it as is for now. Alright, so we're on the draw. It's a slow hand, but they did not have a particularly fast start last time. Looks like they may be mulliganing. Okay, so I went down to 5. Wow, okay. And they lead with Traveler's Amulet, sure. Okay, so this gives us a Sanatorium Skeleton. Start pecking away. Okay, so they're going to go ahead and search for an island. Okay, let's get our island out. We'll try and drop out the Papa Stitcher next turn. Gonna attack for 1. We'll put out the Papa Stitcher. Counterspell probably. Siphon Insight. Okay, they're gonna look at the top 2 cards in my library. The other one goes bottom, okay. So they're probably looking for a answer from my deck. I don't have too many answers. Oh, it looks like they're in red too, huh? Okay. So they got their drawing yard, my drawing yard explorers. So I can try and go aggressive, put this back on top of my library so I can redraw it. Get out 2 tokens that way. And yeah, they had enough. Okay. Yeah, this didn't line up very well with what they were doing. They could have flashed back the Siphon Insight to get it back, but there's really no point to that. So those are a couple quick games, and I will catch you guys for round 3. All right, here we are for round 3. We won the die roll, so let's go ahead and see what we draw here. Tragic Slip. We got 2-drop play. A little heavy on islands, but I think it's worth keeping. See if the opponent keeps their hand. Okay, so they're keeping 7 as well. Let's go ahead and lead with the swamp in case they play some sort of horrible 1-drop. Okay, so we can get our Entomber down. Hopefully we don't draw too much more land here. Okay, so blue-green. Okay, 2/2 Death Touch, sure. Let's play a 2/2. Give ourselves some token fodder to work with. Okay, so no attacks. What is this? 6 on another target creature control and then returns to the battlefield for 4 mana, so they can use that for some sort of blink shenanigans. Yeah, let's go and attack. See if they do anything. Tricks. Sure. So didn't really have much to do that turn. So they control, right? You control. Okay, so I guess we just reap the Seagraph. I mean, this isn't that scary. I'm not going to attack into all that open mana for just 1 point of damage. Okay, 5/5. Sure. See if we can draw a swamp here, or an island's fine too. All right, let's put out the -2/-2. kill that. And we'll try to slip and attack. So now we have backup with Rot Tide and the Revenge of the Drowned. So if they play another really big creature, we can... Okay, what do they hit? They hit a singular island. Runic Repetition. Out of the bone. So it looks like they're trying to do a self-mill strategy, like a spider spawning, maybe. Let's just go and attack with everybody. Still a lot of open mana. I think I like holding on to the Gargantua for now. I don't want to get it countered. And they have to make the first move here. Caravan Vigil. Do they have Morbid? Yeah, it looked like they had it. No, they didn't have it, so they'll still play it. So they got a forest and played it. Okay, so they're just going to tap down our token, sure. Still need to do something, so let's just keep attacking them. It slows down our clock, but I mean, they gave us fodder for our Gargantua. Death Spawned Sprout, sure. Still have a lot of open mana. This is gonna flip. Let's attack, see what they do. I think we just put out the Bait Hook Angler. Hold up mana for Revenge. And I'll go ahead and flip. Maybe I'll gain a decent amount of life here, but not as worried about that. Okay, Kessig Recluse, huh? Okay, take 3. So here, I guess we... Oh, still our mages. Let's go ahead and bounce that, see what they do. This way, if they have a counterspell, they're forced to use it. Okay, so nothing. So now we can attack in. Okay, so they're going to gain a bunch of life. Going to hit them for 2, 4, 6, 7. We're going to Gargantua, kill off their Sprout. Play out our Tenor Hunter. Okay. So even if they replay the 2/3 Death Toucher, we still have some stuff to get through with. This is going to be what, Spider Spawning? Yep. So 5 2/1s with Reach and Kessig. Okay. I don't know how we're getting around this now. Okay, so just gotta wait. Okay, so it's milling a couple. This might be a decking situation, actually. Okay, so Laboratory Brute, Force Mage, okay. Yeah, so they're the dedicated mill deck with the spider spawning. This is what we kind of predicted at the beginning based on what we were seeing. Alright, well, let's start eating some spiders, I guess. Take 5. So this is probably more valuable as a flyer. So it's going to take 4 here. Here comes the spider spawning again for 8. I guess I bring back out the angler. Attack with the hunter, because we can't block with it. Sure. Let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So it's 5, 6, 7. Cobbled Lancer, sure. 5, 6, 7. So just hope they don't have an instant they can do something with here. Yeah, okay. So they didn't even bother with the Lancer Exile, so they must not have had anything much that they could have done with that. Okay, so how are we dealing with a spider spawning deck? Mothmire to destroy their swamp, I guess? I don't know. Oh, Candle's Roads. Crossroads Candle Guide would probably be a good one for this. Tattered Haunter doesn't do a whole lot against 1/2 reachers, but this could be a good addition. Give us a couple ways of pulling stuff out of their graveyard, especially when they don't want us to. So yeah, let's try that. And this is not a keepable hand without any early plays and just a Bone to Ash that we can't even cast. So I'll go ahead and mulligan this. Okay, so this is a little bit more keepable. I think we chuck the Bone to Ash here. It's gonna be the hardest thing to pull off. Okay, so if we can get a island next turn, that'd be great. Feel much more comfortable about our position if we can do that. Okay, no island, but at least we can get our Hobble Zombie out next turn. Okay, nothing from opponent. Let's get our Hobbling Zombie out. Nothing too exciting. Laboratory Brute, sure. All right, Lily, Runic Repetition, and Trusted Force Mage. I don't think we need to attack. I think we can just play our Seagraph. Cruel Watcher, okay. Or Cruel Witness, rather. Okay, I guess we block. Okay, here's our island. Let's get our Drowned Explorers down. Okay, taking 3. Okay, 1/4 Reacher, sure. Okay, so I'm going to start off by sacking the Clue, see what we draw. Okay, nothing too exciting. Let's go ahead and drop out our Bait Hook Angler. And can't really attack into that. If they attack with everything, we'll just triple block. Locked in the Cemetery on the Drowned Explorer, sure. Okay, so just going aggressive here. See if we can draw land and at least make them sacrifice something. Why didn't this get bigger? Oh, this is not the I thought this was the one that gets bigger. Stick Retrieval, sure. Okay, let's go ahead and drop out Gargantua, sacking the Explorers. And I guess I'll leave the... No, let's go ahead and just hit him for 6. I think we'd save this for the Poppet Stitcher, but I don't know if that's really necessary. Okay, down to 10. Let's see what they're doing here. Sleep Paralysis on that, sure. So far, we're not really winning this race, but any Patrician will help. We know they've got the 2/1, or the Bring Something Back from Flashback card. Let's get the Patrician down. At least this way we can gain a little bit of life. Hope they don't have the spider spawning. No spider spawning one time. No, of course. Sure. Well, kind of have to attack here. make it a little bigger for turn. Okay, with the Runic Repetition, this doesn't really help all that much, but it's the best I can do. They're still going to have to get it back from exile. Might buy us a turn. It's hard to say how many of these Spire Spawnings they have. If they have 2 or more, there's not much we can do. Okay, they must have another land. Seven mana, okay. I'm not really sure what just happened there, but back with everything. Mill 3 cards and return a creature card. I guess they're looking for their Nod of the Bone. Okay, do they have an instant creature? I'm really confused what's going on here. Do we just win? Do we just beat Spire Spawning? No. No, okay. Gain 10 life. Yep. Okay, let's go get the John Yard back. Let's investigate. Yeah, so not blocking their Spire tokens may kill me because I just wasn't paying attention. That said, I mean, we're not really surviving this, I don't think. Four land cards revealed. Nice. Oh, that was 3. Okay. So a couple loose plays on my part, but yeah. I think we won the first game, so we'll go to game 3 at least. So far, we've only seen the one Spire Spawning. I mean, if they don't get the Spire Spawning, we at least have a chance. But there's no way we're decking them. That's not going to happen. 16 life just from the knot of the bone. Okay, so what are they doing here? Bring back the spire spawning, sure. Let's just attack with everything. Not really sure how else to get around spider spawning. 2, 4, 6, 9, sure. Gain their 16 life. Alright, well, have to kill that. Let's take the C graph. And go. So here come out another 9 spiders. Yep. Sure, block. So 9, we can't really get through that. Not sure what we're hoping to draw here, but go to 3, cast another spider spawning. Guess had we drawn our diagraph scavenger that last turn, we might have been okay. Yeah. Okay, yep. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, get to our next game. All right, what else can we do against all of those spiders? I mean, does duress make sense against this deck? It might. Just to get rid of one of their cards early on, and then maybe exile it before they can get it back. I'm going to try it. Plus it gives us information early on. My deck's too fair when compared to spider spawning. I'm not even sure Bone to Ash is really going to help us all that much, but what else would we put in? Ghostly Flicker? I don't know. Actually, Ghostly Flicker might be worth it. Let's see if we can get that in. Because we can Ghostly Flicker our Scavenger and our Candle Guide, as well as blink stuff out of their removal, which is enchantment based. And it's slow, but I have to keep it. Their deck isn't particularly fast, per se. Okay, so you at least start reaping the Seagraph next turn. Obsessive Skinner, sure. I think we just kill that. Okay, let's go ahead and reap. Mulch, sure. Crow Witness and Trusted Force Mage, sure. Bonnet Sprout, sure. So they're already going to get to flip that. Recluse, sure. Okay, let's get our Seagraph going before they can exile it. So I didn't exile anything, huh? Tamiya's Journal, nice, okay. So that lets them get the spider spawning. Let's draw from our clue. This is awkward. So I think here we just pass. I think we have to get lucky and get their spider spawning out from under them somehow. Laboratory Brute, sure. Okay, what do they hit? Cobbled Lancer, Sleep Paralysis. It's probably wrong to try and get rid of the Cobbled Lancer, isn't it? No, I think we just have to wait. Locked in the cemetery, okay. Just double block, see what they do. $15. Let's see if we can not nick anything out of there. I guess we gotta get rid of this, grab a spider spawning. Get rid of spider spawning. So they can get their runic repetition to get it back. Yes, I probably just got the runic repetition. Don't think this is going to work, but we'll try it. Let's get rid of the runic repetition. Someone will block here, let's block there. Let's sack the clue. Just attack. Yeah, Spire Spawning is a beating. It's definitely a card you want to get in this format if you can. Especially considering they got the lock with the runic repetition and the Knot of the Bone. Yep, there's their 7 spiders. Okay, not much to help out here. Just pass the turn. Okay, they're just going to start drawing with the journal. That makes sense. Taking 8, going down to 7. We'll get back their Spider Spawning, yep. Yeah, I think our only chance there was to have drawn the Camel Guide. So get a random creature back. Force Mage, sure. Alright, good game. Alright, well we still did 2-1. I mean, there's not much we could do about a Spider Spawning deck that has all the cards it needs. But yeah, that was still a fun Chaos Draft. We went 2-1 with our pretty sweet Dimir deck. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys for the next one.